Today, I'm going to share 2 simple support and resistance strategies. Hey, welcome back YouTube. My name is Mike Swartz. Today, I'm going to share with you guys 2 but very powerful support and resistance strategies. Now, most traders, when they start off, they start learning about support and resistance. I'm going to show you in this video also how to correctly draw support and resistance. Now, this is my own opinion. I do differ from the way, textbooks, standard textbooks draw support and resistance. But again, have an open mind because this could be life-changing in terms of your trading. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you guys, I stream live Monday through Thursday at 8:45 p.m. If you'd like to join, there's 2 simple ways you can get involved. The first, click the subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notifications. Or 2, you can click the link in the description box down below where it says join live stream, and I'll send you an email notification half hour to an hour before I go live. All right, so let's jump into the charts, and I'm going to share with you guys a few examples. I'm going to use the S&P 500, and then I'm also going to use the euro dollar because I want to show you that it doesn't just work in the futures market. It doesn't just work in the Forex market. This works in stocks, Forex, futures, anything that you can chart. This strategy can be applied to. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So the first chart we're going to look at is going to be the ES futures contract. Now, the ES is, tracks the S&P 500. So when the S&P 500 goes up, the ES future contract goes up as well. Now, I'm going to share with you guys how I differ for how I draw support or resistance. And this is going to be in 2 different ways. So a lot of times what we'll find is a trader will come right to the wick of the candle and say, oh, here's support, and draw it out for the future. There's other traders out there that say, no. We go by the body. The wick doesn't really mean nothing. I go by the body, and then we can project out to see if price is going to come back and touch that. Now, here's where I differ. If I was going to draw this out as a potential support zone, what I would do is I would go from candle body down to the candle wick. Now I give myself a better idea of where the market is likely to reject. And in this case, we have it right here. This candle right here, test it, and then the market rallies up. So we have 2 touches. The market never comes back down over here. All right, so let's practice again over here. So the market comes down over here. We have a candle body. The next one has a big wick, all right? So now we're going to go ahead and draw this out. I'm going to draw from the candle body. And sometimes I'll use 2 candles to encompass this support or resistance zone. And then now we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, boom, the market rallies out of that zone. Now, one of the key concepts that we want to take away is I want to use a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 1.5 reward to risk ratio. What that means is for every dollar I risk, I want to try to make $1.50 in return. All right, very simple concept. Try to have a positive RR factor, right? Now, let's talk about the entry real quick. Let's assume this is our support zone that we're going to trade. All right, what I need to see is I need to see a bullish candle. Now, to me, a bullish candle can either be a hammer / pin bar candle like this, or an bullish engulfing type of candle, which would be a widespread candle off this support zone. Ideally, trading higher than the previous candle. That's what I would like to see out of this level. Now, the third criteria of how I look to enter the trade is I want to use a buy stop order. And what a buy stop order says is, let's assume that I place an order right here at this blue line, but the market's trading right here. If this is a buy stop order, if the market fails to come up and hit the blue line, meaning that the market goes like this and then tanks and goes down, I'm never involved in the trade, right? The trade never gets executed. But if the market goes up like this, I'm likely to get executed right around this level, give or take a little bit of slippage for the trade, depending on the broker and how the markets are at that point. And what this does is this gives me extra confirmation, because if I use a buy stop order and the market never comes above this blue line, it just continues downward, then I'm never involved in the trade. So that's confirmation. I'm making the market prove to me that it indeed wants to trade higher. Now let's go ahead and grab a Fibonacci tool, and I'm going to go ahead and draw from the top where I want to enter at, put my buy stop order, which I'd slide this down to about right there, and my stop loss down to here. Now my take profit would be at the 250% level. The reason for that being is if I enter the market here, and I'm risking 102 points on this trade, then I want to try to be making at least 154 points on that trade. So now I would go ahead and measure from here to the 250% line. And you can see it's very close. I'm probably off a little bit on where I grabbed the drawing tool. But what this is telling me is I'm going to make $1.50 if I'm right, and I'm only going to lose $1 if I'm wrong. All right. Again, positive reward to risk ratio. Now let's go back and see if we can find another example of this before we move on to the euro. So this is strategy number 1, looking to buy off support or looking to sell off resistance. Well, we'll look for resistance levels here in the future. Well, here's another zone right here I marked off, this little support level. The market came down, we bounced up. We had 1 touch, 2 touch. I don't have a bullish candle here with 2 touches, so I can't take this trade. The market comes up, we come down, and now we get a pen bar / hammer right here. We're going to go ahead now and put the tool from top of the candle to the bottom of the zone, not the bottom of the candle, but the bottom of the support zone, because we could come back into the zone, but we should not, break it if this level is going to hold. Now, target is going to be all the way up here at the 250% level, which you can see would get hit roughly right over here. 2 very, very simple trades. Now, one thing to note that we want to pay attention to, and I don't see it in this example here, but hopefully we'll be able to find one here a little bit later in this video. If we see a large candle coming into this zone, into our support zone, the market is likely to bounce out. That increases the odds that fading the move down is going to be the right way. So if we're coming into support, like you can see right here, right? We had a wide candle here, and then the market bounced, but this right here is what actually formed that support level. So we wouldn't necessarily be trading right off the support level, but we should be able to find an example of that here in the future. Now, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's look at the resistance level that we had right up here. Again, candle body to the candle wick. Now the resistance level is going to be a lot smaller. You can see we had quite the push up here through here. And we have this green candle here, green candle, green candle. Now look, do you guys notice anything different? All right, here we have a reason to get in. We have a bullish candle. Do we see any bearish candles at resistance? No. We see this inverted hammer up here, but this is well above resistance, so this is invalid. All right, this is no longer a valid trade setup. So again, we're accompanying multiple reasons to get involved. The first is support to get us looking. The second, we want to see a bullish candle or a bearish candle depending on support or resistance. And then third, we want to use a buy stop order. That way we have the market confirm to us that it wants to move in that direction. All right, now we're going to look at the euro dollar, and we're going to start off we're actually going to mark off a resistance zone. All right, so what I'm going to use is this candle here. I'm going to go candle body to the candle wick. We're going to measure right up, or pull right up here. The market, wick, wick, wick. Now, technically, we could actually sell this candle here, which in turns we would put a sell stop right below it. Target or stop loss right up here. And you can see the target would be hit right down here on this move down. Now, in all reality, as long as we've already had, multiple candles touch it, we really could have did it even, right here, because now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. We could have put a sell stop right below this candle here, which this candle would have filled. Stop loss would have been up here. Either way, that trade would have worked out. Now, we keep this level projecting into the future because as the market came down, the market rallies back up. What do we get right at resistance? We get our bearish candle, an inverted hammer. All right, an upside hammer is essentially what this candle is. So what's the next criteria that we need? We've already identified the resistance level. The second is we need to see a bearish candle. Me personally, for a sell setup, I want to see an inverted hammer or an engulfing candle. We get that. Criteria number 3, we need to see a candle break the low of that candle. Now we can put a sell stop order right below here, or you can just manually wait till it's broken and look to enter in the trade. Now in this case right here, we'd enter here, target a little bit above resistance, and you can see we come down real quick, boom, take profit is hit. All right, take profit is met. All right, very simple, easy strategy. This can be applied on buys and sells. Now, I'm going to show you strategy number 2. All right, this one takes a little bit more time to focus on and get your head wrapped around. But again, this is going to be very, very simple as well. So what we're going to do now is the market has come down. found support, 1-2 touches, the market comes up, and now we're coming back down. Here's the context that we need to see, all right? And you need to be aware of as a trader. Now, previously I said, if we have a wide candle or a larger candle coming into support, then it increases the odds that we're going to rally up. Now, if we start having smaller candles as we come into support, that increases the odds that we're actually going to get a breakout to the downside, all right? Again, this is strategy number 2, looking for a break of that support level. And also for me, the more times I see a support level hit, the more likely that level is to give way, and that's support or resistance. So in this case right here, all right, we have our support level here. We see this candle here does not meet the conditions, basically a spinning top candle. So what we can do at this point is we can put a sell stop below the lower support level right here. All right, so in this case, we look to sell the market, and I would just simply put my take profit or my stop loss above the candle right before the support zone. In this case, the market comes straight down this candle, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner, and this would have been another winning trade, all right? Very simple concept. Now, previous support, here's support, support breaks, it should come back and act as resistance. What do we get right here? A wick to it, another touch, and we come down, all right? Very important not to just disregard the support levels right off the rip, all right? Because now the support level is going to act as resistance. Now, this is a bearish candle. Even though it's green, we have quite a large wick up above it, so we could put a sell stop below it. The next candle failed to come down here and break this candle, so there's no trade yet. This candle here, another bearish candle, red candle with a nice wick on top. We can put a sell stop right below this candle right here. And this candle probably would have triggered it right here. So in this case, we go boom. Target would be just above the resistance level. And in this case, it would have been very close, all right? So if you get within, a couple ticks of your take profit, you definitely want to go ahead and move your stop loss at least to break even, maybe try to secure some of that profits in place, all right? So just keep that in the back of your mind. Now, let's look moving forward, because as I'm recording this video, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. All right, here's another one. We come up to support, boom, big bearish rejection back off. Now, I don't know that I'd want to take this one because now we have a little support level down here and we're already almost back at support. So for me, this would not be a situation where I'd want to fade it. But what I want you to see is look at the wide candle coming into resistance. This is giving us a heads up. It's probably going to fail and come back the opposite way, where most traders see this and they're like, ooh, I got to buy it. It's going to rally to the moon, all right? This is more, once you start seeing the wider candles, we're usually typically getting ready for the market to turn the other way. Just like we had here, big down candle here, we get a little bit of a pop up. All right, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Keep context when you're looking at these support and resistance lines. If you see smaller candles as we approach support or resistance, just be aware that the market is likely to break through that level, and we can play it by simply putting a sell stop or a buy stop on the other side of the trade, depending on if we're looking to go long or short. Like always, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate it. Till next time, good luck and good trading.